Portugal adopts stricter immigration laws that make it harder to enter the country, pushed through by Parliament with the support of the far right. European leaders welcome US President Donald Trump's Gaza peace plan, urging Hamas to accept it without delay.
An aide who worked for a prominent member of Germany's far-right AfD party has been convicted of spying for China.
The Portuguese government on Tuesday adopted stricter immigration laws to make it harder to enter the country, pushed through with the support of the far right. The centre-right parliamentary majority approved the revised bill after the Constitutional Court blocked its previous version for being too harsh on immigrants' family members seeking to join them. While all the left-wing parties voted against the bill, the two largest parties approved more than a dozen amendments to the decree, with the overwhelming support of the right-wing parties represented in the chamber. The raft of measures approved stipulates that only highly skilled workers are eligible for job search visas, and from now on, family reunification for immigrants will only apply after at least 2 years of legal stay. Lawmakers are still debating another element of the reform regarding conditions for acquiring Portuguese nationality. 2024 records show more than 1.5 million non-Portuguese people were living in Portugal, around 15% of the total population, and nearly 4 times more than in 2017.
The European Union has welcomed the 20-point plan laid out by U.S. President Donald Trump to end Israel's war on Gaza and urged Hamas to accept it without delay. EU leaders, including Foreign Chief Kaja Kallas, Commission President Ursula von der Leyen, and Council President Antonio Costa, have expressed commitment to the plan's successful implementation. German Chancellor Friedrich Merz said it's the best chance to end the war.
Gelingt eine Einigung, dann steht Deutschland bereit, sich bei der Umsetzung des Planes einzubringen. Das gilt politisch, das gilt humanitär und das gilt selbstverständlich auch beim Wiederaufbau der Region. Wir betrachten das als Arbeit für einen Nahen Osten, in dem eines Tages Israelis und Palästinenser friedlich und sicher in 2 Staaten leben können.
The proposal includes, among other aspects, an end to military operations, the liberation of Israeli hostages, the release of hundreds of Palestinian prisoners, disarmament of Hamas, and the unimpeded delivery of humanitarian aid.
Todo aquello que sirva para evitar el desplazamiento forzoso de población, para terminar con la hambruna inducida inaceptable, para conseguir la liberación de todos los rehenes y para terminar con esta masacre de inocentes, demasiados muertos ya inocentes.
Recent days have seen several EU countries recognize the state of Palestine, and Trump said conditions could be in place for a pathway to self-determination. Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu, however, said he would forcibly resist the prospect of Palestinian statehood, casting doubt on whether the 20 points can be realized in full.
After thousands joined Italy's general strike in solidarity with Gaza, activists across the country have continued staging protest, setting up camps in around 100 cities to oppose Israel's war in Gaza. Here in Rome, they say they're ready to protest again in the coming days, with a major rally planned on October the 4th in the Italian capital.
Siamo qui a mantenere alta la mobilitazione e l'attenzione sulla Palestina, sulla Global Summit Flottiglia e su ciò che sta accadendo a Gaza. Lo abbiamo detto e lo diciamo ancora, il 22 settembre abbiamo bloccato il paese, oggi se toccano e bloccano la flottiglia siamo pronti a farlo di nuovo.
They demand stronger political action, saying they feel represented neither by the government nor by opposition parties.
Credo che il 22 settembre sia scesa in piazza una parte di paese che ha dimostrato che oggi esiste un popolo ed esiste un governo e una classe politica. Oggi questo popolo vuole la fine del genocidio, vuole una classe politica che si assuma le proprie responsabilità e che metta al centro quelle che sono le priorità della popolazione del paese. Noi vogliamo un'alternativa autonoma e indipendente dal governo e dal centro-sinistra.
Prime Minister Giorgia Meloni has strongly condemned protests turning violent, while the Italian government continues to warn the flotilla about the dangers of approaching Gaza. Italians we spoke to on the streets of Rome expressed mixed views on the issue.
Allora, riguardo alla manifestazione in generale, le varie manifestazioni le condivido, le percepisco come molto sentite nella popolazione, nelle persone che mi sono attorno, e penso che abbiano un effetto, possano avere un effetto a livello di posizione di governo, quantomeno nella sua maggiore chiarezza. Sulla flottiglia sinceramente non mi so fare un'opinione precisa, non riesco a distinguere bene il livello di utilità rispetto invece a quello di simbolo, ecco, di segnale.
Bello vedere tutto questo sentimento popolare diffuso che c'è, è una cosa molto bella anche perché fa un po' da collante in questo periodo storico dove non sembra poterci essere un qualcosa di unificante. I movimenti che lo portano avanti secondo me sono un po' disorganizzati, quindi adesso ci sono i numeri perché per fortuna c'è ancora tanta gente che scende in piazza, però si potrebbe fare meglio dentro.
An aide who worked for a prominent member of Germany's far-right AfD party has been convicted of spying for China. Jian Guo worked in the parliamentary office of Maximilian Krah, a member of the European Parliament between 2019 and this year. Krah is currently an MP in Germany's parliament. Guo has been charged with repeatedly providing Chinese intelligence with information on negotiations and decisions in the European Parliament between 2019 and 2024. He also snooped on Chinese dissidents in Germany and gathered information on AfD lawmakers. Krah was a witness in Guo's trial and said he did not have any knowledge of his former aide's activities. Earlier this month, Germany's parliament lifted Krah's immunity in connection with allegations that he also has had ties to China and was involved in corruption and spying scandals. Krah denies wrongdoing and says the allegations are politically motivated.
Regional authorities in Ukraine reported on Tuesday that at least 9 civilians were killed and 15 others injured in Russian strikes in the last 24 hours. In Sumy, a couple and their 2 children were reportedly killed in a Russian drone strike on Tuesday. The drone hit a residential building in the village of Chechnya in what the region's governor called a targeted strike.
Там одна пострадала дівчинка із чоловіком і 2 діток.
Не дуже крепко спав, летить і на сниження пікірує. Одіяло натягнув на себе, взрив, стекло посипалося.
According to media reports, a 60-year-old was also killed elsewhere in Sumy and 3 others were killed in Donetsk. Ukraine's Air Force said 46 out of 65 drones launched from Russia overnight were intercepted by its air defenses. Daily Russian strikes in Ukraine continue as US-led efforts to end the war have made no progress.
The Council of Europe is ready to create a special tribunal for Ukraine, but member states need to make the final move to make it a reality, the body's Secretary General told Euronews on the sidelines of the UN General Assembly.
We are ready. We are ready to have also an advanced team to make it real. What we need now is really a clear support and commitment from states, really not only encouraging but also supporting this development as soon as possible.
The Special Tribunal for Ukraine is a new international judicial body established by treaty between Ukraine and the COE, intended to prosecute the crime of aggression committed against Ukraine. Its main purpose is to fill a legal gap. The International Criminal Court has jurisdiction over war crimes, but currently cannot prosecute the crime of aggression in the case of Russian aggression against Ukraine.
It's clear that courts are challenged, and that's not always a good situation because, we need to have some order. And order is to have political discussions, what we want to achieve, and then to respect what the courts are doing and to respect the independence of the judiciary. That's really important, not to destabilize those systems.
The COE is an international organization based in Strasbourg. Established after the Second World War to promote democracy, human rights, and the rule of law across Europe. It is not part of the European Union and is composed of 46 member states. Through its European Court of Human Rights, individuals can bring cases where they consider they have suffered a breach of their rights.